Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Asakara Mamulia. Okay, before I begin this video, let me ask you something. The plastic you use today, where will it be in 500 years? What may seem like a small piece of waste could stay on this planet longer than our lifetime. Today, I will discuss two videos that reveal how plastic has become one of the biggest global problems. Now that we have reflected on this question, let's take a closer look at the two videos. Videos 1 shows that plastic is not just usable but also creates long-term environmental consequences. Our reliance on cheap plastic leads to an ecological debt where the benefits are immediate but the damage lasts for generations. Plastic accumulates, becomes microplastic, and enters the food chain, threatening both nature and human health. Second video explains that the future of plastic depends on human actions. It can become harmful waste or be managed through a circular economy. However, the issue is not only individual behavior but also weak system and policies. Recycling alone is not enough, so broader systemic change is needed. This idea of both videos, let's examine the facts that support them. Both videos present important facts. In the first video, it is explained that plastic takes a very long time to decompose, about 500 to 1000 years. Humans have produced around 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic, and about 8 million tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. Because of this, it is predicted that by 2025, there may be more plastic than fish in the ocean. Meanwhile, the second video highlights that plastic in inland fish can also take up to 1000 years to break down. During this process, it produces a toxic liquid called leachate, which can harm the environment. In the ocean, plastic gathers in 5 large areas known as gyres. Instead of completely disappearing, plastic breaks down into smaller pieces called microplastic. These microplastics enter the food chain and can eventually reach humans. Now that we have seen the facts, it is also important to understand how these ideas are presented. The two videos use different structure to deliver the message. The first video used a cause and effect structure. It explains how the invention of plastic led to mass production, which then caused environmental damage and health risks. This structure helps us understand the relationship between human action and their consequences. In contrast, the second video used a chronological structure, showing the life cycle of plastic from production to disposal. It follows the journey of three bottles, which makes the explanation more concrete and easier to understand. Beyond the structure, we can deepen our understanding by exploring possible scenarios and implications. There are several interesting what-if scenarios we can consider. First is what if all three bottles from video 2 were recycled? I think the impact would be very significant. First, the need for new crude oil would decrease because plastic will be reused instead of produced again. Second, landfill pollution and toxic leachate will reduce. Third, the growth of plastic in the ocean would slow down. But this is not enough. The reality is that recycling alone cannot solve the problem without a strong system and reduced plastic use. The second is, what if I were the person who threw away plastic carelessly? I think I would take full responsibility for my actions. First, I will stop using single-use plastic and switch to reusable items. Second, I will make Third, my waste is probably managed. Third, I will realize that choosing convenience makes me part of the problem, but this also shows a bigger issue. Real change will only happen if we are willing to change our habits, not just really on recycling. In conclusion, plastic has brought many benefits to human life, but it has also created a serious environmental crisis. Both videos show that plastic pollution is a long-term problem that affects ecosystems and human health. After watching this video, I realized that plastic is not the real problem, but how we use and manage it. Plastic is useful, but its misuse has caused serious consequences. I was also surprised to learn that plastic can return to us through the food chain in the form of microplastic. This made me reflect on my daily habits. From now on, I will try to reduce single-use plastic by bringing my own water bottle, using reusable bags, and avoiding unnecessary packaging. I will also encourage my family and friends to recycle properly. I believe that small action can make a big difference, especially if many people do it together. Everyone, before I end this video, remember a plastic item we use for just a few minutes can stay on this earth for hundreds of years. So, the real question is not what will happen to plastic, but what will we choose to do about it. If we continue choosing convenience, the problem will only become worse. However, if we begin to make better decisions today by reducing, reusing, and refusing unnecessary plastic, we can create a better future. This is not just about the environment, it is about our responsibility because in the end the earth will reflect the choice we make. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.